It's race week, but just checked the forecast, and on Saturday, which is when the race starts, it's currently looking like it's going to be around 3 or 4 knots, 3 gusting 4 knots. So not exactly ideal race conditions. That's very light. I mean, obviously we'll see what the forecast does over the next couple of days, but at this stage, if that's the forecast, I think we'll probably have to take a view about whether it's actually worth going over for. So if the forecast stays that way, we probably won't be going. It's a long way to go for bobbing about in the middle of nowhere, and we've got jobs and can't take more holiday than we've got. I mean, certainly in my case, I'm spending all of my annual leave this year on either exams or sailing, so I can't really afford to take any more days, and we need to get back to Guernsey afterwards. So yeah, unfortunately, if it's not looking that good, we probably won't be going over Thursday, because we need to be back in work by the Tuesday morning. So let's hope the forecast picks up. The irony that it's really rather windy today is not lost on me, but that's sailing, I suppose. Got to sail the wind you get, or rather not sail it. So it's Tuesday morning, and before I go to work today, I need to get all the kit that I need to take on the offshore race packed, and also do the provisioning for our entire crew. So a bit of a busy morning. As you can see, I've already got some stuff laid out, so I'll just walk you through what I'm packing for sort of a less than 24-hour offshore race, because there's a surprising amount of stuff that you still need to take. So starting with the safety essentials, I've got my life jacket and my clips for clipping on. I think they're called tethers, but I will refuse to keep calling them that because they are clips for clipping on. First things in the bag. Very excitingly, it's time to test the waters for my new Helly Hansen A-Gear kit. I got this in the Black Friday sale, and ummed and ahed about it for a huge amount of time because I wasn't quite sure about the fit. And I tried a lot of other brands in that time, and I'll have a whole other video coming on that. But I have to say, a few times I've tested this, I've been really impressed so far. So I'll be really keen to see how it holds up on an offshore race. And it's bright red, so I love it. But yes, definitely next essentials that go in the bag. After that, the next essentials are my Dubarrys. These slightly smell because last week, when I was being very clumsy, I accidentally let one of them fall off the boat into the sea. I've rinsed it out so many times, but the salt water still makes it smell. So if anyone has any tips on how to, get it smelling normal again, please let me know in the comments. I've tried my best to get all the salt out, but as you can see, it's still very salty no matter how many times I wash and rinse it. So anyway, these are coming with me because really important to keep your feet, I guess, dry and out of the wind, especially when you're offshore. And socks, of course, to go with those. Then trainers, potentially coming, potentially not coming. These are more sort of like summer stuff we wear, especially for around the cans. But it's always good to have a pair of shore-based footwear so you don't have to wear your Dubarrys around either side at the end of the race. And of course, sailing gloves, not going anywhere without these. Got my Helly Hansen base layers. I really like these, and they're kind of in a funky colour and pattern. But last time when we were doing this sort of St. Malo training earlier this year, almost got like, not a pressure sore, but some discomfort from sort of the material. It's sort of ever so slightly like ribbed. So I mean, I wore it last year for our offshore races and it was fine, but I think I probably didn't wear it that much because it was summer. So it'll be interesting to see how that fares up when I'm wearing it for 24 hours at a time or longer, because I certainly don't want to be in a position when we do the fast net and it's sort of 5-6 days at sea. Don't want to be really uncomfortable and so getting distracted from the racing. So see how this holds up. Then of course got other layers, got sort of 2 jumpers here, fairly, nice warm ones just to go as sort of mid layers. And this is my favourite piece of sailing kit, which you will see me in so much. And yeah, the colour's great. I love the colour. It pops on camera. I'm not going to lie. I do love that about it. But it is the best investment I've made so far, apart from maybe my Fowlies, in terms of keeping me warm. I got it in sale. It was like ridiculously reduced. And yeah, it's so warm, and I can't believe the difference it made, just beyond having like a jumper and Fowlies, having this sort of in between. Oh my god, absolute game changer. Would thoroughly recommend anyone gets this sort of I don't know, down type jacket that's got a bit of air pockets in it, and it is definitely coming with me. Next up, some just boring clothes. I've got sort of 1 pair of sailing leggings here, or they're just normal sort of Gymshark gym leggings. And then I've got my Killing Time polo and a couple of other just normal, what they call, just like running tops and things like that, just to wear, because we're not only doing the race itself, which I'd probably only use like 1 top for, but we've got the delivery the day before, and we're going to be at France at the other end, so might have to cut down the number of tops I'm bringing, but yeah, I think 2 or 3 is probably reasonable. And then just underwear, 1 sports bra, and a couple of pairs of underwear, because realistically you're not going to be changing that when you're at sea, when you're racing, so that'll last me. It's only a short few days, and we just deal with it. Then I've got sort of a few pieces of warmer kit. So hat for the night. I really like this one from Gill. It's just sealskin gloves, which Ben bought me for Christmas. These are absolutely fantastic. They are so warm. They've got like another layer inside. And I think they're touchscreen ones. They are touchscreen ones, so they work with the instruments at night, so you don't have to sort of take gloves on and off, which is fantastic, because you don't want to get your hands cold, because you'll just get cold. And then I've just got a snood, which I got for skiing earlier this year, and I really like it because it's got like the breathable bits at the front in the fabric, so it means that if I'm wearing glasses, not everything steams up, which is helpful, because changing contacts during a longer race is just the only way to clean your hands, really, is like alcoholic spirit, and putting that in your eye is just really painful, so it's really helpful if I'm wearing glasses and kind of need to be all sheltered up, because it means I can actually see, so that's good. So yes, this is all going in the bag. Another couple of things, so sleeping bag and pillow. Not sure if the pillow will get past the sort of weight check later today, but we've taken it for offshore races in the past, so fingers crossed, especially as we're going to be sleeping in Cowes for a couple of nights before the race start. Toiletries wise, we've got some shower gel, some leave-in conditioner because my hair goes a bit crazy without it, a toothbrush. We bring communal toothpaste for the whole crew, so we don't need any of that for individual people. Hairbrush, because likewise the crazy comment. Some contact lenses, so hopefully I'll be able to wear them instead of my glasses, and like a thin, quick dry towel. But as you can see, my sailing bag is filling up very, very quickly. We also bring our own reusable water bottles, because we like to be a bit more sustainable. And there's a lot of sort of like miscellaneous stuff, so sunglasses, somewhat optimistically, and a cap, but these are very, very useful if we do need them. So we've got Gill multi-tool in there, which I need to work out how to get onto my life jacket or Fowlies, because currently it's in my pocket and that's not really that accessible, so and you want to get to it quickly in emergencies, so that's something I need to I'll sort that out when we're in Cowes. So that goes in. Got this new Olas torch, which is very exciting. It arrived not that long ago. Haven't had a chance to test it yet. So the Olas torches go on red first, which is absolutely fantastic because most of the other ones we found go on white first. But don't know how useful it's going to be to sort of pinpoint sail trim. So as well as those, we've got a white torch, which hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to see the telltales maybe a bit more easy, but we'll test it out and show you how this combination goes. Revolut card, which I find really useful for currencies because it doesn't whack a massive exchange fee on top, but there's plenty of other banks that do that too. Passport, old style, and Scopoderm patches, which can be pretty essential if you have a propensity to occasionally get some form of seasickness. And last but not least, well, certainly in my opinion, is the tech stuff. I have no doubt that not all of this will be coming. I'm sure it'll be one of the first things to be purged. But, you know, especially if people have got the same chargers. So a portable charger, this will probably, it's quite heavy as well. This will probably be the first thing to go. It's just handy to charge your own stuff and know where it is in the middle of the night if you need a bit of phone battery or to shove the GoPro on charge for half an hour. So that is unlikely to make it the final cut. But we've got two sort of camera setups that I usually use. This like chesty one, which is great for sort of the in-action shots. And then I've got my Hero 10 with the media mod, which usually goes on the back of the boat. I've gone for the Enduro batteries, and the battery charger they come in, because they last so much longer and they're so much better. Not quite long enough to actually get through a full race, but you know, we're getting there. And just the sort of like back of the GoPro in case it's too wet and windy for the media mod. It's fared fairly well when we've been in sort of wet and windy conditions so far, so that is really useful to have so that we just don't have to abandon the sort of camera altogether. So that's the sort of tech stack that I'm taking. We'll see how it works out in the final video. This is the food and sort of house stuff we're taking for 5 people for a less than 24-hour race. There are a few fresh bits that we'll end up picking up in Cowes, but this is the bulk of it. So it's not actually that much. So I'll quickly walk you through what we're taking. 5-pot meals. I can't emphasize how much we actually love these. These are freeze-dried meals made locally where I'm from in Dorset, and you just add hot water. And you know, they taste really good, far better than any other freeze-dried meals we've tried. Some flavours are better than others. We certainly have our preferences. So if you'd like me to go into which ones we prefer, let me know in the comments. But yes, we've gone for the extra large versions. We tend to share one of these between 2 people for an evening meal. Even though we've gone for the sort of non-recyclable packaging, you can actually send it back to the company and they will recycle it. So that's the first thing in. Then we have our own sort of homemade porridge. A recipe was given to us by some other really well-renowned offshore sailors. We think it's great, and it's really light and you don't have the packaging. But we've also got a couple of just porridge pots to use up from our last offshore race that we didn't manage to get through. But we do have some golden syrup to go with porridge. We're only really taking a hot snack, a carb snack, and a chocolate snack on this race. Sometimes we substitute this for more fruit so that it's fresher and a bit more of a change, and more protein dense snacks, but it's only a short hop across the channel, so don't think we really need to go into this time. But I've got a whole spreadsheet that explains our approach to provisioning, so if you're interested to find out what we actually provision for a race, and maybe even as a guideline for you guys, let me know. I'm happy to share it. Then some essentials: we've got sugar, we've got coffee, we've got tea. For the coffee, we went for just instant decaf coffee because we found that in previous races, caffeinated coffee can make you spike too much and make it harder to go to sleep when you've got sort of 2-hour shifts on watch overnight. So yeah, we've gone for decaf. And that is sort of the food element done. And everything else, we sort of have a seasickness bag, which has got some Lucozade, some ginger chews, some sort of lemon and ginger tea, and some wet wipes and Dextra energy tabs in it. Just in case someone gets seasick. These are quite good to, like, you know, get them back up to, you know, functioning levels. Cleaning supplies, we've got this little tiny thing just filled with washing up liquid, so we don't have to take a massive bottle. A few pieces of paper towel, a bin bag, and sort of reusable sponge, because there are usually 5 or 6 of us on the boat and we don't want to duplicate up on stuff that we don't need to. We share a communal toothpaste, communal deodorant, and communal sun cream. And then we just make sure our medical kit's restocked. So I've just got some more paracetamol and ibuprofen to go in. And that's it. Sort of a bag that's actually smaller than my kit bag for 6 people to feed them throughout the race. That's what we take. Except for the stuff that we'll be wearing on the day, this is the kit that the 4 of us from Guernsey will be taking for both the deliveries and the race. And we managed to fit it all, including the sleeping bag and pillows, in a hanging locker each. So we're just heading down to the boat to load the last few bits on it, ready to hopefully head off tomorrow morning. But we're going to be taking a decision a bit nearer the time about whether we're actually going or not, because there's still not looking like there's any wind for the race. So we're going to make a decision sort of 8 AM tomorrow morning. Then if we don't go, we'll delay that by 12 hours, and then the last possible shot for us to go across will probably be Friday morning. So don't know if we're going to go yet, but fingers crossed the forecasts will show that there's a little bit more wind than what they're showing now, and hopefully we'll be in Cowes sort of this time tomorrow. The tides meant that we wouldn't be able to get out of the marina until after sort of 9 AM the following morning, so we moved killing time around to the Swan pontoons so that we could just hop on board and go first thing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or leave a comment. It really helps more people find my channel. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Literally right to the head.